Hey everybody, and good evening. I think I did not mess up my audio this time. Today is the day, of course. All right, in about 30 minutes or so, I will be launching the Kickstarter. I think all that I have to do is press the go button. This is the first time I'm doing this, so if there is a fun little secret step, you guys will see me learn about it live. So that is very exciting. But the cool thing is, two cool things. One, you are here, so you will know exactly what is going on and exactly when it does go live. To the second, anyone who is not here is at a disadvantage relative to the, my gosh, 91 of you who are here now. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what part of Earth you are on. It is approaching midnight for me. And so, things are getting kind of late here. But it is a little bit earlier for my friend here. I'm going to bring Steve on. Steve, hey, man.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, just fine.
Sweet.
Guys, this is Steve Diamond, who's of the Diamond Editions. He's the guy who's putting this all together, really. So,
And special guest.
oh yeah, special guest. So everyone tell Steve hi. Um, but yeah, so we are just gonna sort of, I guess, like talk about things, how this is gonna work and everything, up until it's go time, and keep an eye on the clock. And when we get there, we'll hit go and let you all freak out for a little bit, and then we'll probably talk some more, take some questions. I'm sure people will have. So, all right.
My tech expert, my 13-year-old son. Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, no, it helps to have help. I think I fixed my autofocus issue. So apparently that caused someone to fall down the stairs on the last video, and I felt really bad about that. So hopefully looking better over here. The lighting is still going to be not great, but that's that's what you get when you have two white screens glaring at you here. So yeah. So we needed to go over a couple things. The first thing, I guess, is man, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody watching and everybody who might watch later. I honestly was expecting to hit like 300 and kind of stall out, but we got to nearly 1,300 people sort of pre-registered for this. So that's super cool, man, guys. So just thank you. And I know that we have a limit on the number of copies here, but there's nothing we can really do about that. So 500 is the best we can do as far as books go. We're hoping to get that extended. We may talk about what some of our options there are here in a bit, but when it gets to midnight, good luck, everybody. We would, if it were up to us, we'd print as many as you wanted. But there are sort of corporate limitations on how these things work. So, but it looks like, things are pretty promising. We may reveal the extra stretch goals here on the stream even. So, depending on how fast these things go.
Ooh, good morning from Germany, huh? Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty well convinced that nothing good happens before 9 a.m. So this being the exception, of course. So thank you for logging in from Germany.
Yeah, no, we got some people from all over. I think it's going to mostly be, of course, the good old USA, but we got some readers from all around for sure. But the other thing, a couple other things. One of this is bad news. One of the things is good news. The first bit of bad news is that when I showed the Kickstarter plan over on Mike's channel, we had erroneously listed 500 numbered copies and 26 lettered copies. It needs to be 500 total per our contract with DAW, so it's going to be 474 and 26, which I know narrows the chances a little bit. For that, I'm very sorry, but again, we're sort of limited by the contract. So 500 copies is as many as we can do. But like I said on Mike's stream too, these are going to be the best copies we can make. Steve has been making fine edition copies for 400 years, since Romania, right?
Yeah, since Rome fell. Sorry, that's a sore issue for you.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe it's too soon.
My Italian half has not forgiven my German half. So
no, I've been doing it for, gosh, really kind of closing in on a decade now. And some big, some small authors, and then I've kind of consulted on the side for a few other authors who you've you've probably heard of, guys like, you know, I'm kind of doing a little bit of consulting on some stuff for Kevin Anderson, who a lot of people know. And then I did some of the very early consulting, kind of, I don't know, going through some of the paces of how this all works and stuff with a guy you've heard of named Brandon Sanderson. So when I had already done a limited edition for him. It was a novella called Snapshot, and he did Elantris really shortly thereafter. And I saw it and I was like, "Hey, buddy, like it's cool, but and don't get me wrong, it's awesome. It's still awesome, but man, it could have been so much more." And so right after that, he fixed a few things, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty well sure that the reason for his super success with like his 50 million Kickstarter was because of me. I'm pretty sure. Now it is true that I did introduce him to his printer that he's using for everything right now, and so I was talking with that guy's name's Bill. I was talking with him the other day, and he's like, yeah, dude, like, so thanks. That was pretty great.
Well, you've like basically given him, job security for the next,
forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Good grief.
Oh man. So that is who we're using, right? We're using the same printer that's doing the secret project stuff. That's the plan.
Yeah, I have a couple. I've used a few people before, and I have a couple quotes out, but he's actually been the most responsive, and I kind of have a rapport with him, and so he's really good. I mean, shoot, just for a point of fact, I mean, gosh, you and I, Chris, we were talking about this just a couple hours ago. And he's in Michigan, and he was kind of live going back and forth with me on email after hours to kind of finalize some of the questions that we have about a few things. So, I mean, super responsive. I mean, what else can you ask for with a guy, and they do good work.
Yeah, so that's something to look forward to. If anybody's gotten any of those Secret Project Sanderson books, you'll have a sense of the sort of physical quality, the print material. It's sort of same ballpark we're aiming for here, of course. Yeah. If anybody does have questions, like particular questions, especially like really technical stuff about paper and things that I don't know, Steve's your guy. So like now is a really good time to figure all that out.
Doesn't mean I'm going to answer.
Yeah, we might not know, so that's part of the thing, right? Like Steve's saying, we have not 100% committed to a printer just yet. We've got some quotes in, from a few folks, Steve knows, and we'll be figuring that out soon. Like I said on the mic stream too, the title text that's the font style for like the cover is not quite final yet either. But I had promised this to you guys back around the beginning of March. It was starting to get a little bit late. We have all the art we needed to like get the campaign started, get everything rolling. All the text is done. I put the finishing touches on the Guns of Pharaoh. So this morning, sent to Steve. So all of that, and that was the last piece I think that I needed to do actual writing work on. We'll probably proof it, a little bit later in the process. But
yes. I'm a very, very big fan of Gundam.
Oh yeah.
My love knows no bounds. So thank you.
I had scrolled up the chat for a little bit. Somebody asked about the map. Is the map going to be on the website available as a poster? The plan is yes. The map will not be a poster as part of the campaign though. The poster in the campaign is going to be of the new cover art by James Cook. But I have been promising this galaxy map for a long time. And it is my fault that it is not. Actually, it's Jenna's fault. Jenna's in the chat. It's Jenna's fault that the map is not out yet. So we'll take it up with her. We need to get that done. But yes, there will be prints of the map available. It's done by a gentleman in the Netherlands named Daniel Hazenbos, whose name I hope I am not butchering. But it will be in the Diamond Edition if we hit the first stretch goal. It's looking like we will. But yeah, there's a lot of berserk going on here, Steve. I see the books behind you, and mine are like over there. So, right there. And then I've got the cup. So no, right it's so good.
Yeah, no. I mean, gosh, yeah. I mean, you and I were talking about this at FanX last year.
Yeah, no, it's so good. On the off chance you get a chance to talk lore, I'd love to hear more about the Durantines. Maybe we'll do that on, the next Q&A stream. If we have time for lore stuff, maybe at the end. Let's keep it. We'll keep it on task, I think, for this one.
You
But
know,
is Steve, is the middle shelf Gundam from Stardust Memory?
I don't remember. Oh, just get it
Wow,
for
you're
you.
really showing your street cred here, Steve. Um,
It's it's the Lindworm. So that's pretty sweet.
my
Yeah.
Gundam lore is pretty thin, so I know which show is which. But not much beyond that. Let's see. We've got a question for you, Steve. What the diddly YouTuberino asks. Apologies, Steve. I don't know much about your work. This is my first book Kickstarter I'm following. Curious what your process is for translating words to illustrations. Continued. Is it the same for each project you work on, or do you specifically work on sci-fi?
No, so it's all over the place. And yeah, Chris and I were talking about this earlier. I mean, very specifically this question earlier. It's it's really, really, really important for me when I'm finding art for a special edition like this. It's really, really all important. Like it's all consuming and important for me that the art matches the kind of the spirit and soul of the book, whatever that is. Uh, and so, like I've been very fortunate. I've done books for Brandon Sanderson, for Larry Correa and stuff, and some smaller people. And the publisher I worked with did the novelization of the Dream Theater album, The Astonishing, a few years ago.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Peter Arulian wrote the text for it, and we found some artists and stuff, and it was, I mean, good stuff. But it all depends. It really, really depends. Like, so like for example, and I don't only do sci-fi. I'm all over the place. So this is one of the ones I did. It's by a horror author named Mercedes Yardley, who's an exceptional author. Her stuff is very surrealist in terms of her writing. It's very beautiful and surrealist, and so I wanted to find an artist to match that, and so the artist for that is Marcela Bolivar, who's actually a pretty big deal these days. For Larry, I wanted something a little bit more grainy, a little bit more noirish for his Hard Magic series that I'm doing, and so I got Vincent Chong. And then for this one, I kind of feel like we struck gold with both James and with Taryn in terms of doing the cover art and the interior art. And so I'm a big believer in giving some artistic liberty and license to the artists because they're always going to have their own interpretations. But I also do want them to kind of conform a little bit to what, to look, it's my job as art director, whatever that means, to make sure that there's a vision in place. And fortunately, with this project with Chris, like we've been pretty much lockstep in terms of art and in the style that we wanted. Once Chris was like, "Yeah, dude, I totally want I totally want like that old school kind of Star Wars EU vibe." I'm like, "Dude, I'm all in," because I love that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I knew James too coming in because I talked about maybe working with him a little bit earlier. I was gonna maybe reskin my novellas, and I still may. But this came along. We were talking, Steve and me, back at FanX in September, and we're like, we
Yeah,
should totally do this. So it was the right fit, and the artists too. I mentioned this one of the earlier streams, but Taryn, I didn't even need to tell him, but he looked at the sword design on James's cover and just matched it. So like they've been sort of on the same page too, which is cool. Both of them read the books, read the book, the first book. I think James started book two. Taryn may have by now. I'm not sure. We were talking earlier, but. They both read the book, which is unusual in traditional publishing. At least that's not usually how it's done. You just kind of tell the artist what you want, and keep the artist away from the author so that the author cannot tell them to revise the picture 400 times. And at least most of the time, they let me in a little bit, which was a mistake, perhaps. But no, it's worked out. But
Yeah, it's you know, I've seen it both ways where like Marcela Bolivar, she's from originally from Colombia. And then I worked with another guy who's an Italian artist named Daniel Serra, who does this like absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful watercolor horror art. I mean, he's freaking tremendous. But you know, if English is not their first language, then it does no good to send them the book unless it happens to be translated into that language already. So you send them snippets so they can like Google Translate, and then I'll send like pictures of actors who I think kind of embody the feel of the character. That's not what
I
happened on
did
this
that
one.
with
That was just
James.
that was accidentally. Uh, we got the wrong the wrong actor, although it turned out really well. Um, but you know, like in this case, James reading the entire book is massive for us, because one, he loved it, which everyone does, and you know, but if the artist buys in and is excited about the project and the stuff that they're working with, it's just like writing, right? Like you know, Chris and I are both authors, and so when you do that, when you have that excitement for a project, it translates through, and people feel that when they read it, and people feel it when they see the art. That's the way
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, so we've got James doing a special piece for the lettered edition. Should start that maybe sometime next week. And he basically was like, I want to draw C. Elson, and I'm like, cool, we'll do it. He's like, I'll send you some sketches. So like, we didn't give him any notes. Like, he's read the book, he knows what he wants to do. He's got some ideas, and we'll get back up with him at some point. Now that piece is going to be a secret. We will probably reveal it sometime like after the books have been delivered, but the first people who are going to see it, besides Steve and me and whoever we decide to show, is going to be the people who get the lettered edition. Which reminds me too, we've got about 10 minutes before we launch. I do have one, I think, last announcement that needs to be made. This is the good news one. I talked about the bad news one with us. The changing down to 474 and 26 to remain contract compliant. The good news one is that basically within about 30 minutes, I think, of revealing the campaign, or maybe right after I got off the stream with Mike, I had an email from a gentleman who said he was going to buy one of everything on the condition that we hold a lettered copy for him, including an art sponsorship. And I said yes instantly. And then about an hour later, I had 4 more requests from a bunch of other people, and I had to sort of change plans because I did not want to launch the campaign without any art sponsorships after I promised there would be 5. So having put my foot in it with this first person, I was very generous. What I decided to do is we are going to hold a copy for him. And when he said one of everything, he wanted to hold a canvas too. So we set one aside of those for each of them. But we are not going to count his art sponsorship towards the total. So this book is going to start with 5 pieces of art instead of 4. Because of this one guy. The other people who asked are holding art sponsorships for book 2 now, since I did not want to advertise that the rest of you were going to have an opportunity to sponsor an image and then take that opportunity away before we launched. And we ended up, I honestly wasn't sure if anybody would go for it. I thought $600 was a big ask. And to be honest, it's still less than the images cost. Good art is very expensive. All of that money is going straight to Taryn. It is simply there to help make the book better. But people were very enthusiastic about it. And I am, as I mentioned at the top, continually overwhelmed by everyone's enthusiasm and their kindness. Graham, I know you're watching. Thank you. Nick, if you're watching, Nathan, who else was it? But thank you all. I will absolutely be talking to you about book 2. But I did put my foot in it with this first guy. And so when you get into the campaign here in about 9 minutes, you will see that the lettered copies say 25. That is because this one guy wrote us made us a very generous offer, and said that he will be repeating that very generous offer for the entire series. And I was not expected to get that, so I did put my foot in it and say yes immediately before I realized there were totally going to be other people who would do this. And so that was the call that Steve and I made. I hope everyone will forgive me, but as a consequence, you will be getting another extra piece of artwork out of this that's going to go in everybody's book. So I hope that everybody is cool with that. Kickstarter had a lot of limiting behaviors on our plan here. There was stuff that we would like to do, like let people that we had standing arrangements with in early. It did not let us do that, so we been trying to figure out some workarounds for things like that. But we we'll figure it out. Everything is good for this one. The thing is, too, this means that we will not be able to use Kickstarter for book 2 because there is no way for Kickstarter to guarantee number matching. So we will be taking the second book off-site. We'll be doing that ourselves. We'll probably set up a landing page on our own platform through my website, figure that out for subsequent things. It does not mean we will never do another Kickstarter. Steve and I have a ton of plans, actually. We won't spoil them, but we got plans for days, for years. But Steve's shaking his head. He's never going to be rid of me.
No,
but,
never. That's okay.
Sorry, Steve.
It's okay. It's all right. It's better than some of the partnerships I've had.
Well, there's that. So let's see. There are a couple of short questions. Ruocchio is your favorite 40K faction. Believe it or not, Rocket Goblin, I have never read more than one. I read one Warhammer 40K story by Peter Fehérváry because it was suggested to me that I invite him to an anthology. I read that. I thought Peter is an excellent writer. So he wrote his first non-40K story for me. But I have never read a book. I've never played a game. People tend to think that we have a lot in common. I know there's a character named Karn in 40K. I named my Karn after a friend's character growing up, and it turns out he had named his character after the 40K character. Nobody will believe me, and that's fine, but that is true. So I don't know. But, I mean, in a horrible universe full of horrible monsters fighting humanity, even if humanity is kind of rough, I'm going to take humanity, I guess. Got another special guest. Does the galaxy map have Watchers swimming in the outer dark? It does not, because your average Imperial does not know about the Watchers, and neither does Steve. Steve's only in book 2, guys.
I'm taking it slow. I got to savor this, man.
Yeah, but Steve will like the Watchers. That's right up his alley. Martin, can I buy more than one copy during Kickstarter? That is a question that I don't know the answer to. I just looked while we were talking, and the tier system does not say that I can limit individual purchases. So maybe
it's typically one per pledge. You click on the pledge and then kablooey.
I usually don't buy things on Kickstarter either, to be honest with you.
I do a lot. It's a problem, but it's not a problem if you can afford it.
Yeah. So here's Graham, who I was talking about. This is probably a great question to get into right after time because we have about 5 minutes, and this is a big question. So Graham, I am going to circle back to this if that's cool with you. Ami, if you're listening, hi. Graham and Ami have been longtime patrons of mine, and they will have an image in book 2 per the very awkward arrangement I had to work out. Man, 152 people watching. I think this is a record for me, which is pretty awesome. Hello, everybody. Will we be notified if we get a copy? Yes, you will. You will get a receipt from Kickstarter, basically.
Yep.
Who is the third person on the cover? That is Sir Olerin. It is not Switch. If you look, he's wearing the Mandias. So, Steve, timeline. What are we thinking here? Are we trying to do one of these per year, roughly?
More or less. Maybe every 9 months. The main thing is, we don't want to do them like every other month. Y'all got like families to feed and stuff. So probably every 9 months or so. And part of that is also just making sure that, that we can secure stuff logistically from the printers. That's the main reason for this. And art. Art takes a substantial amount of time to do. Like it's no joke, guys.
Yeah, that's our big gating factor, is just
That
waiting on
is
the artist.
literally it. Hmm.
I do
So
have Taryn working on the third image. He said he would have sketches to Steve and me next week.
dope.
So, which is great.
That's always
But
a good day.
new art is the best part. I guess in front of 160 people, I will say I saw the sketch for Disquiet Gods from Kieran yesterday, and it is very cool.
It's really
Uh,
good.
it, it's pretty awesome. It might be my new favorite Kieran piece, honestly. You are free to guess which character it is. But
It's one that's based on me. Don't worry about
yeah, it's true. It's true. Especially considering which character it is, it's very funny. Um, let's see. We are about 3 minutes out, so I do want to say, like, if anything goes wrong on Kickstarter's end, you all will see it live. I have never hit go on one of these before. It says just click here to launch, and when I test clicked it earlier, it said, "Are you sure you want to launch?" Basically, and I did not click that. So I don't know what lies beyond the second click. So I will put it on screen here, and we will get ready. And then after that, we will get back to the questions and really get through it. Someone down here, by the way, Steve, is saying Servants of War is great, highly recommended. You want to tell
it. Okay.
everybody about Servants of War? Well, I
Servants
pull
of
this up.
War, yeah. So that's the book I co-wrote with a guy named Larry Correa, one of my best friends on the freaking planet, and it's trench warfare epic fantasy about a dude who drives a suit of armor made out of pieces of dead golems. It's awesome. Very, very. I kind of pitch it as The Witcher meets 1917. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I have not read it yet. I should have stolen a copy of it from the Bain office today. I was over there bothering the poor mail clerk, because that's what I do when I'm in Wake Forest. I go stop by the Bain office and say hello. All right, so we have about 2 minutes. Let's see if we can find some more questions. I scrolled way back up to get rid of the old question, and then I lost my place. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Yes. All right. Well, everybody, I want to say again, I'm really sorry that we do not have, 1,000 copies or 1,500 copies. But 500 is the way it's going to be. And but please do consider getting the poster if you cannot get a book. That'll still help us get to our final stretch goal, and those final stretch goals, particularly the final stretch goal, will still help you in the long term, because there are other things we can do with a piece of that last stretch goal. Perhaps other, posters, let's say, could be made.
Man, Jenna's vicious, man.
What's
Jenna's
that?
vicious. Jenna's vicious.
Jenna's pretty. You gotta watch her.
Holy cow!
She's being mean to me. I'm like so far from the bottom of the chat. Oh yeah, Jenna, don't do that. That would be terrible. Only I control the keys. All right, it is basically time. So all right, everybody. To your places. All right. I'm gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we have the second thing, which I've already read. And now for real, that was a fake countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Well, actually, we're like waiting.
There we go.
All right, should be live. All right,
Yep.
and now is the part of the show where Steve and I watch line go up. So everything should be here now. I guess real quick while you all are off to the races, I want to say a couple of things. The first is the illustrated ebook pack does not contain the full book. We are not allowed to sell Empire of Silence as an ebook, even with the revisions. We can only sell the new material. So the ebook pack contains the new intro, which is called The First Letter of Imra. So it is written by a character in the universe. It contains the Guns of Pharos, the Bassanderlin story, which is about a third the length of what do you call it? Queen Amid Ashes. So it's a long short story, but it will also contain some of the art from the collection as well. So it looks like a bunch of people are getting it. I got a copy. Jenna did not. Jenna did not pull the power, so that is good. Thanks, Jenna. I'm going to scroll back up. Oh, please. Guys, don't destroy Jenna because she was threatening you. All right, I'm going to scroll back up to the chat and try to catch back up here.
Well, we funded.
Already? Holy shit! I haven't reloaded.
Yeah.
We funded in 2 minutes.
I think it was less than that.
Oh my gosh!
You know, I gotta say, so I do a lot of Kickstarters because I have a problem.
That was really damn fast. Holy shit!
But you know what I love? You know what the most satisfying part of Kickstarter is? It's this live part here where the money just counts up. See, I'm an accountant, and so like money going upwards is one of the most satisfying things for a guy like me. Yeah, dope.
All right, so we've almost hit the fourth stretch goal already. Wow. Geez, let me just say again, everybody. Thank you. Holy cow. This is really awesome, and we are not going to betray your trust and give you a terrible book. So this will take us a few months to finish, right? We're going to need to get more of the artwork done. Taran is only one man, and he may be a great man, but he's only one man. And we're going to have a number of images to work through. Haven't seen are the like art sponsorships going in real time ticking away down here? Oh no, that doesn't refresh. I have to refresh for that.
Yeah,
but I'll look at that stuff later. We're just gonna watch the main stuff go on. But we're gonna have some art to produce. We obviously have to do the interior design. There's gonna be some some non painting artwork done for the covers and stuff. We have to design the foil stamping for the title and things like that. We have to design the slipcase. Yeah.
So, one question down there.
Yeah.
It's from Matthew Beatty, I think. Are the slipcases limited? Kind of, sort of, yeah. Because they're made specifically for the book, which is limited. So yeah, they're limited.
Yeah,
we're not gonna make more. Now,
yeah,
one of the
they won't fit the normal edition, right?
Yeah.
And so the DAW edition, that is. So they are going to have a bit of a different size because this book does not have the appendices. We cut those out in favor of the new material. And frankly, because the appendices in Empire of Silence are dated in a lot of ways. If you look at the appendices in each book, they slightly correct the appendices in the previous book, as I realize there are problems there. The posters are not limited. I don't know why it's not letting you add one. You might want to try refreshing or something.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to add-ons, the way Kickstarter works when it comes to add-ons is you can always go back and modify your pledge later and add on. So you can always do that. But and same with slipcases. The number of slipcases that we listed match the number of slipcases, or match the number of books that we're printing at 474. So you should have some available to you. But yeah, so it's there is hey Chris, you want to scroll down to the text for the slipcases, because we added something kind of fun in there.
Oh yeah, the main body text.
Yeah, so we added this. This is a surprise. So if we sell 300 slipcases, we're gonna upgrade the slipcases. Most slipcases, I can show you examples. Most slipcases just kind of look like this, right? Just and the book comes out and everything's great. And this coloring specifically is the slipcase coloring or covering or coloring. Sorry, can't English. But Chris and I are super huge fans of some stuff we've seen with slipcases lately. And plus, this lets me show off a book from one of my favorite authors, Robert McCammon. So this is Robert McCammon's newest Matthew Corbett book, which is a tremendously awesome series. But you notice here, this part right here, that's a window for the slipcase, right? So if we sell 300 slipcases, we're going to do a window, square, circle. We're not sure how quite yet. That'll kind of depend on logistics and rules and stuff.
Yeah, we'll make some design decisions like that down the road. We'll be revealing these things through updates, of course, through the campaign page.
Yep.
So if we get 300 slipcases, yeah, we'll put a window in. Sorry, Steve, I didn't mean to.
No, that's it. I mean, I'm just, we had plans to like do all this like content and be like, yeah, this is why you guys need to buy the book and stuff. But I don't even know why we tried. So from now on, it's just going to be like bad stand-up comedy routines for updates.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And a little bit of a look at what's going on.
Do a diamond cutout? Heck yeah, dude.
Oh man, the numbers are sort of weird. They keep going up, and then the backer numbers keep sort of changing funny when I refresh. All right, so I guess we should like reveal the other stretch goal then, eh?
Well, man, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna hide this for a minute, and then can I? No, I have to stop that share and open another share. Okay. So this was so fast. Holy cow. If I seem scattered, guys, it's because I am somewhat speechless. Let's see. Okay.
And no, there's a question down here. Will we add more stretch goals after this? No.
No, this is it. Yes, this is the extent of the stretch goals. So there are a lot of questions about how the slipcases work, Jenna says, before we get to the stretch goals. How do people get them, and how can they upgrade to them? When you click on the book, it'll take you to a page to do add-ons, and you can add the slipcase to your order. You can add a poster to your order. There are a couple other things you can add to your order. The books do not natively come with them unless you bought a lettered edition. The lettered editions come with their own special case. The numbered edition, you have to add it because we wanted to keep the price of the book low. So you need to add it separately. There should be a tab for the add-ons that you can go to after you place your book order. So you pick a tier first, whether that's the ebook or the poster or the numbered edition or the lettered edition. You pick that, and then you can go back and do the add-ons later. I don't know if it'll let me like do a dummy order since my account is the one running the campaign. But I can try to walk us through it in a minute. But first, I guess we should like do the reveals, right? We're not up to 65 yet, but obviously Galaxy Map is unlocked. The future calligraphy is unlocked, and this is going to be Jadian and Galstani inscriptions for the title page. Think sort of like the title page Lord of the Rings, where it's got the Tengwar and the Kirth. But we may pull that through the book a little bit more and do stuff with like chapter openers and things like that. So let's see, we just hit 60K apparently while I had this other tab open. So that's what that is. We're going to add an extra illustration. So Steve and I will pay for one more. And then you'll also get a set of postcards now of the 4 basic original bits of interior art. Those will be about 9x6, a little bit smaller. They'll be black and white because the interiors are black and white. We will add those in with everybody's book order. Everybody who got a book will get it. But let's see. 10 from Matt Millard. We have a super chat. I pledge 100, but I'm nervous I won't get the book due to the limited number. If you got the book tier, you should be locked in. Is my understanding of how this works. Yeah, so you should be good, Matthew.
So here's how it works, guys. You click on the pledge. Okay, you get there. The next screen says It gives you choices to add for add-ons. You either add on or you don't. Then you go to the next screen, which basically puts it in your cart. You have a 15-minute cart. Okay, I'm literally going through the process right now. Um, and you put in your credit card info and all that crap. Okay. And then you click on the little checkbox at the bottom that says, I understand that rewards or reimbursements aren't guaranteed by Kickstarter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. We're giving you your stuff. And then you pledge. Okay.
Right. As long
That's
as
all there is
you
to it.
got the pledge in there and it's locked in, Kickstarter says it's locked in, as you're locked in as far as we're concerned. So
Yep.
we will make sure. So you should be fine.
I'm,
Gurthos
I'm
here
gonna
is
I'm
saying
gonna
there are
manage my
125
pledge.
left. So.
I'm gonna manage my pledge now. Let's see. Yep. So you click on manage my pledge, gives you a chance to, update credit card info. It tells you what pledge you have. Change your pledge. Oh, I gotta put my freaking password. It's 1234. I put in the wrong password. It must be 12345.
Zin, yes, the hardcover includes the new ebook. Everybody who gets any tier will get the ebook. It's just that the ebook does not contain the novel itself. It contains everything else. Because I cannot sell Empire of Silence digitally. That would be competing with DAW. $2 super chat from Sean. What is up, Sean? And Sean, congratulations on the birth of your son, man. That is awesome. Sorry I have not had a chance to text you. I have literally been answering emails since Monday. Take a bow. Looks like we're going to sell out in 20 minutes. Man, it sure does. God bless every one of you. Matthew, thank you for the reassurance. Thank you for the $2, brother. But yes, it should be fine. Now we were working on stretch goals because we have the next one to reveal. The frontispiece is going to be done by the cover artist James Cook. Steve and I are unsure, depending on price yet, whether or not the numbered editions frontispiece is going to be color black and white. It's probably going to be black and white, but it'll be by James.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's hard to insert. You have to insert color pages after the book is printed, and that is a costly mechanical process. So depending on the price of that, it may be black and white, but it will be a new piece from James. On to now that is unlocked. Yes, I saw Matt's book reviews here. Matt, thank you for your review, by the way. Great video. Asked us to blink 3 times if one of the stretch goals was sprayed edges. It is sprayed edges. They will be red on the numbered edition to match the red foil on the cover board. So the books, and this will be true of all 7 of them, they will all be Marlowe red and black. So the page edges will be red, the foiling will be red on the covers. This is under the dust jacket. And the material, we don't know exactly which faux leather it will be. There are obviously a lot of options, but that will be black. So.
It's Rainbow Deluxe. So yeah, I happen to know what it is.
No, cool. I didn't realize you picked it already.
Well, I mean, so it and the slipcase. So the slipcase, the tray case. I think the tray case, the slipcase for sure, and the book itself, the boards on the book, are made out of the same sort of material. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, if anyone wants to know what the difference between a slipcase and a tray case is, I showed you the slipcase, right? This is a tray case, so it's huge. It's really freaking ginormous. Okay, and it opens like a clamshell. Okay, so that's how that works.
Right,
they're
so the
oversized.
have those.
Yep, lettered comes with this.
Yes,
and these are freaking expensive to make. That's part of the reason why the lettered is so much. But yeah, so then you just take the book and you slide it inside the tray case here, and then this sits on your shelf like so, and it looks really freaking cool because it's like big and blocky and oversized, and it makes a statement on your bookshelf, which is the whole point.
Yeah. So those are exclusive to the lettered edition. So only the 26 who got that will get those.
And there's no add-on for that. No way.
Yeah. So because they are so expensive to make. So Yeah, Goonhauser, Chris is really reevaluating his popularity right now. Yeah, that is true. I have been all week. I've been sort of in a feud. You can ask Jenna, who is still in the chat. I basically have I've been like this. I've been like the meme of, oh gosh, which drug lord is it from Narcos? Crap. But I've been
Are you
like
talking
that, where
about
you're sitting
Pablo?
around, what?
Oh, Pablo Escobar.
Escobar. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past Pancho Villa, and I knew that was wrong.
No.
But in any case, but I've been like this, like sitting around the house staring out windows, uh, basically all week, and then like walking back to my computer to answer another Facebook message, YouTube comment about how any of this works.
And
Um,
hey, one thing I do want to say really quick, Chris,
yeah,
besides like, thank you guys. You guys are freaking ridiculous and awesome. Is look, if you're too nervous about editing your pledge, because like I don't trust anything ever, if you're too nervous about it, don't. Like, just hold on to it. Tell us on the back end. We'll take care of you. It's fine. Like, we got you.
yeah, no, we can totally fix these things. So just send me a message, send Steve a message, send me a message. I'll forward it to Steve, vice versa, wherever it needs to
Yep.
go. If things need to get sorted out, we can. So don't worry about it. And if that means that you email me and don't go through Kickstarter to say, hey, you're worried about something, you have a problem, you can do that. My email is on the website. So we can take care of you. 100%. Don't want this to be any more stressful than it already has been. Let's see. We did, Steve, we're at 67,000.
Good freaking grief.
Man, yeah, this is, you guys really are amazing. And as perhaps some of you will have heard, Jenna and I are having a kid next month. So this could not be more well timed. So
And
thank
I'm
you.
unemployed.
And Steve's unemployed. So, this is really great. So thank you, everybody. Don't think that it isn't anything other than deeply appreciated. And like I said, we're not gonna take that for granted. Which means that I need to tell you what the final stretch goal is.
But we can talk about all sorts of other stuff for a little while and just drag it out.
That's true. We should totally answer a few questions, actually. Has anyone paid to be written into die yet? So I have not looked at the Kickstarter page in a second because I've been folding this stretch goal thing. But one person did. Like I said, there was a guy who came along before everything and asked if we would hold a lettered copy for him in return for his buying one of everything, not just this book, but all 7. This was when I had a moment of weakness right at the beginning of the process. Because why wouldn't I say yes to that? But then a lot of other people asked, and I was like, oh, I did not foresee this. But he did pay to die. He's going to die in the guns of Pharos. So there's that taken care of. As for the other deaths, they will be distributed amongst future projects. The story I'm writing right now is called After the Feast. It is an Octavia Corvo story. Some of you can divine where that story is set. I have not worked on it all week because I have been answering emails. But there's not really a place for anybody to be cameoed and killed off in that story. But my next project will be the Lorien point of view novella, and I think I can get 1 or 2 of y'all in there. It may be possible to edit a name or 2 back into Disquiet Gods because I still have to revise that. But book 7 is on the table, as are future projects. The immediate future, the people from this campaign who have volunteered their lives will make it into book 6, 7, the Lorien novella, or the Lorien novella. Probably I will wrap them all up. Alan figured out how to add stuff. Very cool. How will the letters and numbers be assigned, Steve?
Typically, it's first come, first serve. Whatever number you get from this will basically be your number, and that'll be your rights for all the subsequent Diamond editions of the series, right? So
yes. So if you
awesome.
are locked in for number 5, you will be number 5 for as long as you want to be number 5.
Mm-hmm. Same with letters.
Yeah, and same with letters. So there are a couple exceptions, right? Like I have friends say, "Look, if I get one, can I have this one?" And these are people, that I know well enough to honor those requests. So there are a couple exceptions we'll be admitting for that. So, but those are things like don't everybody ask for a specific number because we might not be able to do that. But there are a couple that we're going to be honoring. But if my inbox is only, can I have 115? Can I have 32? I may delete some of those emails to save my soul. Man, guys, I just really am. I know we've said it like 4 times, but I am very grateful to all of you. This is so incredible. And Graham, don't think I've forgotten your question. We are going to talk about the future plan here. Do not worry, I have not forgotten. I just want to try and catch up a little bit. Brendan, so glad you got a copy, Brendan. That is awesome. Thank you for the $2. But I guess we should. What is a frontispiece? This is an easy question. A frontispiece is an illustration that goes to the front of the book. So you open the cover, it's the first thing you see. It's before the title page. It's before everything else. So it's just it's another piece of art. It'll make it, if we get all of the sponsor images, it'll make the total number of interior illustrations 12. So there'll be 11 from Taryn, 1 from James, and probably black and white in the interior. All the Taryn ones will be black and white. The James one.
So this is kind of sorta what it is. Okay. So this is the first edition limited of Elantris, right? So you open the book. These are called end papers.
Here, I should switch back. Hang on.
Here we
go. Let's do that.
Okay. So these are called end papers. Okay. You open these are called boards in production speak. This part, the side and the back, those are boards. Okay. You open it straight up. These are end pieces. This is important. Okay. Then the very first thing that happens when you open it, so right here,
it's slightly out of frame.
Part, this is kind of a frontispiece for this edition. Usually it's a piece of art. In this case, it's a kind of an artistic interpretation of the title page. And then right after that is art.
It's more art in that case, yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah. So there will be a black and white one in this now because we hit that goal in under.
That's right. Yep. And in the lettered edition, the colored one for that, it will be in front of the black and white one. Just because that's the easiest place to insert it.
Yeah. So that is a frontispiece. Now we're going to talk about future plans, and then after we answer Graham's question, because I feel like we've left it for a while. Poor Graham. I think we'll reveal the last stretch goal, and then yeah. People who are asking, by the way, if things are gone, like it is very hard to talk and show images and keep up with all this at once. So you may be on your own for the duration of the stream. If it says they're gone, there may be. I would not be surprised if they were. But don't worry. If you, if there's a certain thing, there will be other books.
There's about 50. There's about 50 left.
So about 50 books left.
Yeah.
Sweet. Man, amazing. So to Graham's question, future plans. And Graham, if we miss anything, be sure to yell at me. As you have every right to do. But we are planning on doing one of these, like we said, someone else asked, approximately like once a year, but it might be a little bit faster. Yes. Wow, gosh, there's so many chats. There's a super chat somewhere.
You guys are awesome.
But okay, my mouse turned into a thing. But anyway, okay, so so we're planning on doing this. This book, we're hoping to wrap up we hope to have it to you in time for Christmas, let's say. We are working with Taryn to finish the rest of the interiors. Steve and I are going to lay things out. And then the posters, Steve will print the posters and ship those from his side of the country. The books will come to me. I will sign them all. I will pack them all up. I will mail them all out. I've already enlisted help here on the ground to do that, and then they will be in your hands. But then we are planning on doing the rest of the series, but we are going to take them. We're going to take the rest of the series off Kickstarter. I mentioned this a little bit at the top, because we can't guarantee number matching on Kickstarter. I spent some time on the phone with them. They have no mechanism whatsoever for letting people in early, so that like we could email everybody who got into the first campaign and say, hey, you have like 2 weeks to like place your order before everybody else can come in, and give everyone opportunity, because they don't have that. We're going to need to develop our own platform to sell the rest of these. That'll be done through my website. So people will be able to get them there. That'll allow us greater flexibility. So the thing where people who had been my Patreon patrons asked to sponsor images, and I couldn't say yes because I didn't want to disenfranchise everyone else from having an opportunity, will not recur. In fact, those people are already holding spots. Graham, the person who asked the question, actually already paid for his Howling Dark spot. So so we're sort of already in process a little bit on book 2 here. So book 2 is definitely happening, for sure. And if things keep going like this, we'll be all the way to Godazin. We'll be able to finish the series no problem. So that's basically the plan. So we'll do them, like Steve said, like 9 months to a year, and I'll keep these rolling out alongside new stuff. The plan is to sort of do that, indefinitely. Do we, Steve, want to talk about some of the other stuff we might throw in here, like between the other books, or?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, because there's a question that relates to that up here, talking about if the novellas are gonna get the same treatment.
Yes. Yeah. So the answer is yes. We don't know quite what order we're going to do them in yet. It may be that we do books 1 through 7, and then we do the novellas, or we might do like 1 through 3, and then do 1, and then do 4, 5, and then do another. We'll be a little bit flexible. But we are not gonna just do the novellas. We are going to do the short story omnibus that I have been talking about for a long time. The 3 Tales of the Sun Eater ebook volumes will get combined. All of my short fiction will be put in one place, and we are going to do that as one volume. Whether or not I call it Tales of the Sun Eater or something else remains to be seen. We will be putting the novellas, assuming this continues to go so well, we'll be putting the novellas all in one volume as well. And the stories that are coming at the end of these Diamond editions, the novelettes, because there will be a new novelette like the Guns of Pharos in each one of these novels. Each one will be from the point of view of a character that's sort of, not unique to, but unique to each one of those novels, right? So like I wasn't going to do a Karn Sagara story for Empire of Silence because he's not in that one, right? So we'll do one of each. So there might be a third short story collection that takes all of the Diamond Edition stories and then adds a few new ones. Because of course, I'm not going to put anything out if it doesn't have new stuff in it. I will never do that, ever. So we're planning on doing that. That may bring us up to 10 Diamond Edition books total. And we may have some other stuff planned after that, but this is sort of our master plan for the moment. Now, I know that people may, especially tomorrow, be super frustrated that we pretty much sold out in like half an hour. We can't sell any more than 500, right? Now that may change. There are a few scenarios here where that changes. The first, because we have a letter into DAW, a request to extend this contract, and if they assent to that before the end of this campaign, we will just add 500 more books. Don't worry, we'll warn the general public. Like we're gonna do this in 3 days. We'll add some more or whatever, because we can adjust the length of the campaign. Is my understanding. Obviously, if that's wrong, I will learn my lesson. This is my first time running a Kickstarter.
I mean, if we can adjust the length of the Kickstarter, we will. If Kickstarter decides to be lame, then we'll figure out something else.
We'll figure it out, because an alternative too is if we can get more copies for this run, but it's after the campaign is closed, we may sell them directly just through my website, in which case you will all hear about that. So, if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that, because, I am constantly updating everybody here. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/the Ruocchio, THE Ruocchio. I won't spell my last name. I will spell the. But you follow me there. Or you can sign up for my newsletter at solidempire.com, and I will make sure that everybody learns. So those will be the two ways we get more copies of this. Possibly, we might have some more freedom in the future, but for the foreseeable future, that's the only way we're going to get more copies is if DAW extends our license. Robert for $5 says, finally own a hardcover edition. I'm glad that some folks who did not have one of the old ones are getting new ones. That is exactly why I wanted to do this. Looks like you're locked in. Robert, I'm glad to have you aboard. Mike, it's been a great night all around. Mike, thank you again, for helping us out, man.
Absolutely.
Probably could not have done this in 30 minutes without you. So your book will be in the mail, brother. Now, I see a question right around me, Steve, that's directly relevant to the last stretch goal. Should we just should we go for it? What are you laughing at?
I guess. I mean,
Or we've not let it go long enough?
I don't know. Let's go ahead and say what it is.
Are you sure? Because we have like
I gave a hint. I gave a hint.
We could keep going. We could keep going. IO asks, for those purchasing limited number editions, we can keep the number for next volumes. Absolutely. Yes. That is why we are not going to use Kickstarter for booktube, because Kickstarter won't let us match. So, are you? Man, do you just want to do the reveal, Steve?
I mean, might as well.
Okay. Let me switch back. There we go. Okay. As Matt Newcomb asks, will there be sweet end papers in the book? Why, Matt Newcomb? That is, in fact, what the last goal is, and it looks like we have reached it. So we have completely hit all of our stretch goals inside half an hour. Holy cow. And thank you, everybody. So yes, the end papers are going to be fully illustrated. James Cook, the cover artist, is going to do an additional image for the inside of the end papers. It'll be full color. Steve will correct me if I'm lying, but it'll be full color. It'll be the same image for both sets of end papers. It's not going to be different.
Whether it's color or black and white will largely depend on the type of piece that James makes for us.
Oh, that's true.
If he gives us something that's in black and white, and we're just like, okay, like that's amazing, then we'll go with it. I mean, it'll be about the quality of the picture, I think, before anything else.
Yeah.
But okay. one or the other.
But,
I mean, it'll look awesome.
We're open in color on that one too.
Yes.
Yeah, we should send this live stream to Doc to show them how quickly it happened for sure. My Kickstarter got funded in 2 minutes. Yeah, man, huge. We had 70K. Prime Legacy says I am like way behind in the chat, by the way, guys, because I keep trying to like not lose things. Let's see. Can't wait for my Christmas present myself. Well, Merry Christmas. Let's see. Trying to find more questions here for you guys. Jenna's talking about me again. I'm trying to find what Jenna said about me. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yes, the mystery stretch goals are revealed. Kukumats. Let's see. I can probably stop sharing this screen. All right. The add-ons aren't working. Lion Meow says. Is anybody else having that problem? Because that sounds like a Kickstarter thing. If that's happening, just hold your book, all right, and we'll figure it out. Okay.
Yep.
This is my first time running a Kickstarter. I don't know if it's Steve's first time, but
this is my first. I mean, I've been in a lot of Kickstarters. Like writing a bunch of short stories for Anthos and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, I was just in one earlier this year for writing my horror Winnie the Pooh story. Whoever thought I would do that? But I saw one thing up there that asked, like, what are sprayed edges? Like, what does that mean?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you have a book, right? What they do is they before they put the cover on, they actually like C-clamp the pages down, and they take an airbrush to it, and they literally paint the edges as nicely as they can. So it just gives that really just that really clean, awesome look. And so the lettered edition was already coming with that. Those are going to be black because it turns out both Chris and I like blacked out things in terms of color schemes.
Both of our
And
cars
then
are. Yeah.
yeah, both of
No.
our cars are. And then the stretch goal for the limited was adding that red sprayed edge. It's a little different than like gilding. Gilding is you actually dip the pages, but we didn't want to do that. I frankly don't like it, but yeah. So that's what that means.
Yeah, yeah. Someone better have requested some Umand art. Well, that is in the hands of them. Jenna, are posters limited? They should not be. No. Is someone encountering that the posters are limited? I should be able to fix that. If it is. Let's see. One of the last stretch goal be that Ruocchio admitting Hadrian did nothing wrong. Hadrian did do nothing wrong. It's Hadrian who feels differently about it. How do we upgrade our pledge to include slipcase? There is an add-on tab after you pick it. You have to pick a tier first, and then there's an add-on tab.
And once again, if for some reason it's not working, because Kickstarter is known to have issues, contact us. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And James too was open to maybe just making the posters available as merchandise long term. So we have to, we'll have to work that out. But the posters, no intention of limiting those. So you should be able to get all if they are not. Why don't I just look real quick? I can look now that I'm not screen sharing. Let's see.
I missed so many questions.
Yeah, no, me too.
That chat went so fast.
Yeah, chat. The chat is the fastest I have ever had to deal with. So if we do not get your question, you really need it answered, just re-ask it and re-ask it until everyone else goes home. I will do my best. But no, the poster is not. No, the poster is not blocked. Is not limited. It looks like it is also available as an add-on. It looks like it's fine.
Yeah.
At least on my end.
Got a question for when does your card get charged when it comes to Kickstarters? It is at the end of the campaign.
Yeah. So the campaign ends officially on May 31st. So if you're watching this later and you can't get a book because they're all gone, all the lettered editions, by the way, are gone, Steve.
Yep.
And we have 400 and we have 39 books left as of this last refresh cycle. Hilariously, we've only got like 2 and 3 on the lower tiers. But that's not surprising. In any case, gosh, I lost my train of thought. I am just still overwhelmed. What was I saying, Steve?
I don't know.
No, man. Can you upgrade your pledge? Yeah. No answer to that question. I just didn't get rid of it. But yeah.
Are we to assume the following books will also be 500 limited?
For the foreseeable future, yes.
Yeah.
We have yes, that will be the plan unless our contracts change. They will be 500 limited. If we can extend that, by God, we will. But for the moment, that is what we are locked into. If we change that, you bet we will. So
for the short story collections and stuff, we don't have that limit.
That's true.
And so we can sell a few more of those. But the numbers, the people who bought this one, and assuming they continue on buying the series, they'll get their number dibs on that.
But for things like the short story collections where we are not limited, what we'll probably end up doing is having 3 tiers. We'll have the lettered edition, we'll have the numbered edition, so that people who want to have their matching set can, and then we will have an unnumbered edition for whatever is above, those original 500. So we want to make sure that if you're locked in with a number, or a letter, you're going to keep that. And we would like for you to stick with us through the whole series. So we'll make sure we take care of you.
And please believe us, we are super trying. We're sending all sorts of emails and stuff, trying to figure out if they can, at least get us to 750 copies.
Yeah. And look, if we can get one more copy, we'll do it.
Geez, no joke.
So, but we're doing everything we can now. Yash, will we get Tales of the Sun Eater physical hardcover through Kickstarter? Yes, exactly. We are totally planning on doing that. Like I said earlier, we might mix that in. We might do like books 1 through 3, and then a short story book, and then 4, 5, another one. We'll figure out what the order is going to be, but we do plan on covering all that material.
For those of you who bought slipcases, the plan is for them to ship along with your book.
Yeah, so those will ship together. The posters will be shipped separately because they are the posters do not get signed by me. The books do, so the books are getting all shipped to me on a pallet, and I will be packing them up. With a couple friends, making sure they get sent out. But the posters, Steve's going to print off and mail from his side of the world. If you have an extra jacket, that will probably be sent with the book as well, or with the poster.
Probably.
But we'll figure all that out. I know the postcards will go in the books as well, because those are just a bonus for everybody who bought a book. So everybody who got a book will get the postcards. Probably Are the people, Steve? Do the people who get the poster, only the poster, get the postcards too? No? Okay, I couldn't remember. Let's see. Brendan has a question for Mike. Mike, are you going to do a why you should read the Sun Eater video? Excellent question, Brendan. Let's see. Yeah, Dan, I know that shipping in New Zealand is very expensive. It is literally the best we could do with the United States Postal Service at the weight of the book. I am really sorry, Dan. Shipping is one of those things. It's just really, it's not in a good way right now, and it is completely out of our control.
And for what it's worth, when I talked with the people at the post office, they said it was going to go up.
Yeah, so I am just really sorry. The U.S. shipping is pretty good, but the international stuff, I understand if that is too expensive for some folks. It's it is rough, and we apologize. If we could make the Pony Express cheaper, we would. Let's see. Some more questions. The novellas are and such are under DAW and thus limited or no limit. No, the novellas are self-published. I self-published The Lesser Devil and Queen of Mid-Ashes. I will self-publish the Lorien book, and the short story collections are all mine too. So we will be able to do those unlimited.
Question says, "Hey Chris, you said there's a chance you could get approved to sell more than 500 books. Will the additional books also be numbered, or will those be unnumbered? Numbered."
Yeah, if we get the extension, we'll just extend the number count to 1,000 or to 750 or whatever we can
whatever
get.
It is. Yeah.
Follow-up question: contact Steve for upgrades on the backside. Yes.
Yeah, me or Chris,
or me,
whatever.
We'll either one of us will get it to the other, and we'll make sure we keep track of this stuff.
Yep, no problem. Look, we totally understand that sometimes technology doesn't work exactly how you want, especially Kickstarter. But we're going to take care of you on the back end, so don't worry about that. Will the books ship in a box and not just put into a padded bag? I plan on just I'm just going to put a sticker. I'm just going to paste the shipping label right here. No, actually, in a further update, I'll literally show you how we do it.
We'll do a boxing video and a rare active YouTube novelty.
But yeah, they're totally going to be taken care of. What you got to understand about some of this stuff is uh, this whole shelf behind me. That's literally all limited editions, and so and then there's more this way, and there's more this way, and there's a bunch on the desk in front of me. Um, I'm a huge, big collector, and so yeah,
Yeah. So Steve gets it. And you've also like made, how many limited editions in your time?
quite a few.
No.
I mean, the main thing is the ones I've personally made is lower. It's like 5 or 6, but I've assisted on a bunch of other ones. So yeah, it's it's a lot, and I mean, and I've talked personally to the owners of a lot of the places, like Subpress and Cemetery and stuff like that. So
Yeah. No, Steve knows what he's doing. And he will tell me what to do. So I'm gonna have a whole assembly line packing these things up come fall. So
yeah,
uh and believe you me, I will make sure they are taken care of.
let me see.
Technical question, legal question, really. Would extending the number of copies apply to the later novels as well, or would you have to negotiate that again? Hopefully, if we negotiate for Empire of Silence here, we'll get at least the other books we have locked down.
Yeah.
So, um,
Can everyone who wants a slipcase get one if they got the book and are willing to pay? Yes.
yes,
Yes.
100%.
Even if Kickstarter is weird, if you look, I totally get it. Again, I'm an accountant and I hate pretty much everything. So I'm super paranoid. And I used to work for the government, so I'm super paranoid about everything. So look, if you're too paranoid to manage your pledge, I get you. We totally get you. And frankly, I agree with you. So don't worry about it. Contact us. Like we can work out something, or you can pay us on the back end or something like that, and we'll get you taken care of, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, we will
Yeah,
make
don't.
sure you want a slipcase and your pledge does not sign you up for one. We
We
got you.
got you. Yeah,
Shoot us an email.
we totally got you.
Uh,
See if I can find anything.
But Lemmer's here says we never finished the stretch goals. We did so,
We
buddy.
did, huh?
No, we
Yeah,
did.
huh?
But the last stretch goal, we're illustrating the end papers. The cover artist James Cook is going to do another illustration for the end papers. So it'll be the same picture on both sets of end papers, but we will have an illustration on it. That is the last one. Yeah, 30. We fully funded in 2, yes, but we reached like we're closing in on fully sold out in about 50 minutes. So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Let's see what we got here.
let's see.
I don't see where I entered my address for shipping anywhere. A lot of times that happens at the end, and it's typically it's baked into your Kickstarter profile. So
Oh
you
yeah,
can go
check
into
your
your.
account settings
Mhm.
because
Yep,
it
that's an
may just
account setting
be
thing.
part of your profile there. There's a super chat that I'm missing.
Yeah,
Seth says for $5, thank you, sir. If I remember seeing Empire of Silence on the shelf of my local bookstore in 2018, picked it up because of the cool cover. Been a pleasure to watch it grow. Seth, been a pleasure to have you along. Thank you for being here. Thank you for reading. Let's see. All
Daryl
right.
Saunders. I want a slipcover, but my pledge was only 110. Can I pay you more for it, Chris? Yes, you totally
Yeah,
can.
I think so. There's a pledge without reward option, I think, or like it'll let you adjust the amount somewhere. If you would like to do that, it's very kind of you.
Hmm.
Thank you. Um,
And again, Daryl, like I just said, and I want to make sure it's very clear for everybody. If it doesn't work, if Kickstarter's being stupid, if you're paranoid, whatever, um, just email us. Just contact us, and we got you.
yeah, I'm trying to find more questions here. I'm still so far behind.
I know, jeez.
I think I just got to like where you saw the what are
I'm
sprayed page edges.
I'm just going all over the place.
Would I be ever be interested in doing a book signing tour? I have done one. I would be interested in doing one again for sure. I did a tour. I went from Salt Lake down to San Diego, up to Vancouver, and then flew home for Howling Dark. Drove myself with Dave Butler and Christopher Husberg, who also had books out that year, and
Oh yeah, I love
it
Chris.
was pretty awesome. I would love to do it again. It'll be a little while, as I have a little girl on the way in about a month, so I'm not going anywhere for a minute. But after that, maybe around the time Disquiet Gods comes out, I'll hit a couple places. Um,
Will editing the pledge change your order number? Probably not.
don't believe so. Yeah. Patrick, good to see you. If you've already gone, we'll catch you next time.
Any opportunities for posters with Terran's art? I don't know.
So this is actually something I have not talked to Taryn about, actually, and so the answer is possibly. I am sure he would be open to it. Or I imagine he would be open to it.
Yeah,
Uh,
a lot of it comes down to different artists have they have different needs and wants when it comes to licensing their art. Because I mean, we're commissioning it, but
but we are in a sense also licensing it.
Yeah,
right?
we're licensing it in a way.
We are like, I don't own the image. I own the right to use the image in this book.
For this book, yeah.
Right. And that may change, right?
And look, maybe later on down the road, a couple years or so, I don't know, maybe there'll be something will come out that might collect some of this stuff for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Just saying.
It's a possibility.
Hypothetically.
But it's totally possible. It's something I should talk to Taryn about. I do have a website after all. Jenna's asking me, Steve, this is a technical question. Would it be ideal for her to make a contact form on the website with issues about this?
Yeah, actually, that'd be a super help.
Jenna,
that'd be a super help for us.
Jenna, that would be amazing. Yeah. So actually, guys, do not email us with questions yet. Give us a few days to get this together, and we'll get a form up on the website somewhere. I will link to it. I'll make sure it goes out, and hopefully everyone can spread it out.
Yeah. Again, we made the way the pledge levels was there. Remember, there were 474 for the numbered, right? Cool. For the add-on of the slipcase, it was also limited to 474. So, if you ordered the book, you will have rights to get, one of these slipcases from us, and it's 1-to-1, like. And yes, Bug Zero, they're all signed. Every single one.
Yes. My hand weeps in advance. But we will.
I'm gonna make him sign it in crayon.
Oh gosh, that'd be the worst. Are you kidding?
Yellow,
or like really,
yellow crayon.
Really shitty Bic pens. Just. Oh my gosh. Griffith Marlowe did nothing wrong. Neither Griffith nor Hadrian did anything wrong.
Which Griffith are we talking about? We're not talking about Berserk Griffith.
We are talking. Yeah, have you not heard this meme?
No.
Oh, this is just the ongoing joke. Is just in Berserk circles, people just say Griffith did nothing wrong.
Screw that.
Yeah, no, of course he did. That's the joke.
That dude's a freaking monster.
He's a complete monster. He's the best character though. He's
will I sign two? Probably not. It's not my book. I mean, if I wrote like an intro or something, maybe. But I feel kind of weird about that, to be honest with you guys. Like Chris's book is Chris's book, and it's frankly, I mean, Chris is one of the best science fiction writers out there right now, and so
that's crazy.
I'd feel pretty crappy, like signing his book. One of the things we did talk about though was like a certificate of authenticity or something. And in that case, yeah, I'll sign that because it's a piece of paper. So yeah, that's it.
Book escapism. Will the edges be a solid color or a design? They'll be a solid.
Solid. Yeah. I'm a big fan of solid, clean colors. It's my old artist sensibilities.
5,000 copies might be pushing it, Zen, but I think we could do one. I think we could do 1,000 copies for sure. What you're seeing here is not the tail. Matt, thanks for being here. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next time. I just recognizing booktube. folks here. Uh,
Jeez.
let's see.
80,
Trying to.
80K.
What's
We
that?
broke 80. We broke 80K. You guys are
Oh,
rad.
holy cow!
You guys are
Uh,
freaking rad.
Man, thank you, everybody. I'll just say it again. If I seem like underwhelmed or you're expecting me to jump out of a chair, Jenna, I'm sure, has already explained in the chat. Christopher, excited, just sort of looks like this. So I do not jump out of chairs. The last time I remember, like actually like startling with like excitement was when Paul McGann showed up in a Doctor Who short in like 2013. I was like, oh, the good one. But that was like a decade ago. So, can we make T-shirts for the deluxe edition people? Probably not this time,
Yeah.
but we might think about some stuff, some different stuff for like the next campaign.
Yeah.
Um,
Part of the challenge of a Kickstarter, especially something like this, is you don't want to muddy the water a little too much. Like we had a couple other ideas actually, but the focus should be on the book and the author who wrote the book. And so, um, T-shirt seems like something for a little bit later. Maybe like a swag update or something.
yeah, yeah, we'll do something maybe later. I will say though, just on a personal note, if you are one of the people who got the lettered edition, you see me at a convention, present the lettered edition to me, and I will get you a drink. So, so if you see me then, I will honor that indefinitely.
I'll
Just
cuddle. I'll just cuddle with you uncomfortably.
yeah, Steve will do that. I will get you a drink. So,
Oh,
just but you gotta
uh,
you gotta you gotta prove it's yours though. So.
liquefied water. Will the numbered edition also come with a ribbon? No.
No, no. The bookmark ribbon is just a little extra thing for the lettered edition.
But you will get a
Um,
bookmark.
but we are going to throw a bookmark in with the postcard set, so there'll be some extra stationery in there for y'all. 30 left, Sir Galahad says. Hello, Sir Galahad, by the way. I have missed some of my hellos in the giant crowd that we have. We're still 144 people, and bless all of you.
If
Um,
it's actually 5 left now.
Only 5 left. Yeah, I'm like way
5.
behind in the chat. Zen, if
Let's
North
see.
didn't get a hardcover, can I reserve number 69 in his stead? You guys.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Let's see. Bo Kelly. Hey, Christopher, you said there's a chance we could get additional approval. We answered that question already. Sorry, I'm way behind.
It's a lot. Um, it's a lot, Man, you guys are freaking rad.
Yeah, I was starting to have a feeling this might happen, but this is still way faster than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be more of like a 4 a.m. kind of thing. I was still gonna be here watching what was going on, but we were almost we're past 81K. So just yeet it through the mail. Yes, that's how we're gonna fire all of the books to you with pneumatic cannons.
Can can Leonard get a slipcase for the tray case? That would so
Like a
yes,
Matryoshka
like
doll.
like that's that's entirely I actually had this conversation with believe it or not. I actually had this conversation with the guy we're probably going to be using for printing. And we were talking about how who was I think it was Centipede Press because they're ridiculous.
They're like way over the
But
top. Yeah.
they're way but I mean they charge way more, right? Like it's like $300 to $500 for a numbered edition. But like they'll like nest slipcases inside of each other that are different colors with cutouts and stuff, so you get patterns and stuff, which is really cool. But when we say that slipcases are very expensive, like we're charging $50 for the slipcase, yeah, we're not making hardly anything on that.
Yeah.
That's
They're
that's for cool rad factor, and because we both love slipcases.
yeah.
But so
Um,
it's totally possible, not with us.
Yeah, it could be done, but it starts to get crazy. Um, let's see. For the moment, the posters will be only available during the campaign. So if during the month of May, because this campaign is still going to be open for 33 days, if you decide you want to get a poster, or if you talk to somebody else who's like, oh, I really wanted it back, that the posters will be available the whole time. If you get the poster, you can totally read the new story. You get the ebook with that. And you'll be able to read the Guns of Pharaohs and get a little bit of a sense of what might have happened between books 1 and 2. Some of that stuff Hadrian skipped. So if you do not get a book, the poster is totally really the best way to get a little bit of this campaign. You get James's art for your wall, and we've never had a Sun Eater poster before, unless you're one of the lucky few who went and bought a print from Kieran directly. I've met a few of you, but you can get that and read all the new material, so you are not barred from reading the new stuff. So
someone sent me a question personally. Will there be an option to have the books remarked by the artists? If you don't know what that means like on the title page of a book, the cover artist or interior artist will go in and literally hand draw something for you. Not through us, because we can't control that. And I'm not going to impose something like that on an artist. But after the fact, like when you get the books in the mail, if you want to contact the artist and see what it would cost them to do an original remark for you, some do. I mean, one of the guys I've used a lot, his name is Vincent Chong. He will do remarks for you. They tend to be between $500 and $750 from him. So maybe fairly similar, but anyway, it's a cool question. I've never had the guts to send one of my books like that I already got to someone else in the mail. I'm just too paranoid.
But perhaps you might find one of the artists at some point in at a convention or something, and
Well,
you could ask them that.
the cool. I mean, I might personally ask James to do one for me because he's like a couple hours down the road from me, which
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
cool thing. Which is why the canvas prints that we were selling, those are going to be those are all going to be signed because I can take them to him.
yeah, and lettered though, so they will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we wanted to be a little cheeky with it, so yeah.
yeah, thought that would be cool. Sir Galahad asks, where would the Judean script be in the book? Next to the dialogue? No, they'll be on like the title page. And we might do a little bit with some of the writing on like the chapter heads or something.
Yeah,
But
like so something like this. This is the interior of Hard Magic that I did for Larry. So I could easily imagine something somewhere up in here, something like that.
yeah, we'll figure
There's
it out.
tons of places.
Yeah, so we'll figure out the exact details, but the basic idea. And actually, I can go grab this real quick. Try not to drop my magnet pins. All right, good job, me. Okay. So this is what the Jadian inscription looks like in my terrible handwriting. The Jadian alphabet is sort of based on medieval Persian, sort of pre-Islamic Persian writing. So we'll figure out in exact. I mean, we're gonna get a calligrapher to actually do this properly and do a vector of it. And so this will be sort of like above the title on the title page, and then there'll be a Galstani one below, or vice versa. Sort of like I say, if you go look at like your title page of basically any edition of Lord of the Rings, you'll see the Tengwar above and the Kirith below. It's just sort of I think it'd be a nice touch, and it's a little bit of an homage to the greatest, the greatest fantasy novel of all time. Because we know how I feel about my references. CD, is this a spoiler-free stream? 100%. We are just talking about we're talking about the Kickstarter and the design work and how all this works. So
It better be. I'm not through the series yet.
yeah, Steve's only like 50 pages into Howling Dark, so
Yeah.
we're not gonna tell him about any of that stuff.
And part of this is intentional. Like I wanted to make sure that my head was completely in this one, and then a little bit later, I like reading through the books, and then I'm putting little bookmarks in where I think some cool potential art scenes and stuff are. So yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow,
Yeah,
Steve, the books are all gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, again, one, thank you. You guys are freaking rad. Two, we're trying really, really hard. Like, you know, I see some guy here who says that, you know, Kickstarter wouldn't let him back. And dude, I feel for you. I'm sorry. Um, you know, we'll see if we're trying really, really hard, and you know, we're doing some negotiating tactics and stuff just so we can, you know, hopefully satisfy everyone. So, but
Yep.
no
Look,
guarantees.
yeah, if we can get more copies, great. We will do everything we can, and it may, be possible at some point in the future, right? I may have the rights back, and we can do a second printing. But that may be a few years down the road. But just, bear in mind the fact that Steve and I, we are friends, and we are going to keep the print files for this book. So we may be able to bring this out of the Steve Diamond Vault at some point in the future, right? Um,
Has Steve complained about being confused by the beginning of Howling Dark yet? So I not publicly, but when I first started, I was a little confused, but I pick it up pretty quick. I've read a lot of books, guys. I pick it up, and I'm an author, so I've I got it. The thing to me, it didn't bother me because Hadrian was confused. So if Hadrian's confused and I'm confused, then I'm okay. Like, you know, to me, it seems like working as intended. Um,
Yeah,
and you know,
I had to sort of break everybody in, right? Because the books, with one exception, have these gigantic disorienting time skips. So
Mhm.
this had to be the most disorienting one of the bunch. So
Well, and you know, maybe if you guys didn't listen to this to it, Chris was on a podcast that I co-host with Larry Correa called The Writer Dojo. He was on it for 3 straight weeks, and you know, we didn't get to ask him anything, but everything that we wanted to. But you know, what I hope is you know, and one of the questions I have for him and for Larry and stuff like that, because I kind of moderate the podcast show, is talking about how do you hook readers and how do you make the experience easy when you start writing sequels, because that's a big deal. So you know, when I did start Howling Dark, I did talk to Chris, and I'm like, yeah, it's super adorable that Hadrian thinks he can just like negotiate and be cool with everything. That's super cute. That's totally not going to work.
yeah,
And Chris
Steve's
just
ahead of the
laughed.
curve on this one, guys. Um, some of you I know thought it would, um, but I'm acting like a goblin. It's officially way past my bedtime. But I saw a question. Cuckoo Mats. We already heard what the time frame is for this coming out. I understand delays can happen. The plan is the end of the year. I think Kickstarter officially says December this year. Our two major hangups at this point are the artist, because we've got to produce. We have two of a maximum of 11 interior pieces from Terran made already, so there are 9 more to make. Um, it took about a month to get the first two done, but he said he can move a little faster than that
Uh,
now.
he was
So
sick too. He was
yeah,
sick during that.
yeah. So, so that's the one big factor, and the other one is printing delays. There that has been sort of a blight upon the publishing industry since 2020, and so we are going to be at the mercy of that a little bit. But then once they get to me, I'm going to sign them all probably in 1 or 2 goes, and then they will be ready to get out the door. Because I got to tell you, folks, I don't want them in my house for that long, right? Like 500 books is a lot of matter, and I want them out of here. So I've
It's
got a couple volunteers who are going to help me get them out of here.
it's a sizable palette. I can tell you that one from experience.
Yeah,
So
fortunately, I can't fit my car in my garage because it's too wide. So I've got space. So I have about an inch of clearance on my wing mirrors on either side of my garage, and I'm not driving. I'm not putting the Challenger in there. So I made that mistake once. Um, so let's see. Yeah, no, Casey, I was not certain. All right. This was way, way cooler of all of you than I could have possibly anticipated.
You,
All right.
you guys have no idea like how much time we put into like, okay, so the stretch goals should be spaced here and here. I mean, we went back and forth on this for like a week easy. And then we keep coming back to it and making sure we're fine. Yeah, it didn't matter. All that time. Dude, you know how many more like barbecue places I could have gone to in that time? So many.
At least 12. Yeah.
Easy.
So many. Yeah. No, I mean, we agonized about a lot of this stuff. I had plans for like, and I might still do some of them. We were going to do some more live streams and get, some other folks on and talk to try and promote this and do the internet shilling thing where we like take a break to play the trailer midway through the live stream so everybody can go refill their drinks. But that is just not necessary because you all completely knocked this out of the park. And man, this is completely amazing. So uh, I'm going to answer this question again. I know we've gone on a long while, so some folks may not have heard. We have a timeline for the other books in the series to get this treatment. Our plan basically is to go right into Howling Dark as soon as we're done with this one, and sort of, so we'll be ready in about another 9-10 months after this one sort of ships, basically. Because we don't, we if we put them too close together, y'all might not, have the extra cash around, right? We can't just release them one week after another. We recognize that they are not cheap, and so we want to make sure that we do things properly. But it'll be a little bit faster than one a year is the plan. Barring any unforeseen catastrophes. So this will be a constant sort of running side plot to the production of new material for me, and whatever else Steve's got going on. Because of course Steve's a writer too. Steve most recently co-wrote a novel with Larry Correia, Servants of War, which we talked about earlier. But Steve's also a horror writer. It's like
Yeah,
his first love.
that is my main thing. Big time horror author. Love horror novels, and so I kind of put all that in to all my stuff. Um, but yeah, yeah, we have. Let's see, the sequel to Servants of War is due in November, so which means I got to get it to Larry by like July, and then I'm co-writing some stuff with a guy named Mike Rothman. So a series of three uh, techno thrillers, basically. And then, geez, I have a supernatural thriller series that's out right now, and the second book in that comes out later this year. I've got a whole bunch of short stories, and so we're needless to say. Now, the thing is, all that I just mentioned is the size of like one Sun Eater book, because Chris writes monsters.
Oh my gosh, man.
Um, you
Uh,
know,
Disquiet Gods is 315,000 words long right now. It will get shorter. It has to, but I don't know how much shorter yet. This is something I'm waiting on Bane to tell me. But they're too long. I went and counted. It was 288 days writing this first draft, which is way too long. I need to break it up. Uh,
yeah, yeah. I
they'll
know how
get
that is.
shorter after this series, but I probably when I say shorter, I mean like Kingdoms of Death size, like 200,000 words. Like
Yeah.
that's a good size. But
Yes, I mean,
310 is
Servants of War is about 150,000 words, which I find that's like a nice length for
yeah,
books.
I'm real
So,
comfortable like from there to 200. That's like because mostly I don't like reading books that are this long. I look at an audiobook and it's like, oh, 35 hours. I'm like, not today. I'm gonna one more 10-minute YouTube video. Like I'm not gonna do it.
Liam,
Um,
50K is a good size from Liam. Yeah. Amen, brother.
yeah.
That's your
Oh,
that's your sword and sorcery talking, Liam.
Liam is look. He's a man of wealth and taste. All right, he knows how long these novels should be because he's from the 1930s.
That's right.
Um, yeah. Oh, okay. See, you got one of the lettered editions. That is awesome. I will get you a
Sweet.
soda. No problem, man. Um, but let's see. We still having trouble with add-on posters, people. Some people are saying it works better in the app than it does on the website. So if you've got your pledge in, maybe check it on your phone. Kickstarter seems to be a little bit strange, but everything looks okay on my like admin panel.
Yeah,
Um,
and once more for everybody, because people are kind of dropping in and out and stuff. If you can't, if the app is just not cooperating, and you are like, dude, I want a freaking poster, or I need a slipcase, and for whatever reason it's not working, um, uh, Jenna's making a form for on the website so that people can call in and or call in can
right.
email
Yeah.
in and request that stuff, and it's totally fine.
Yeah, and
Not a
we
problem.
will we'll make a link to that available. You can also contact us through the Kickstarter page. That also totally works. You can email me in the meantime, whatever you got to do. But we're gonna try and get a form together real quick so that you can do that. And I'll make sure that link is out there, just so we could try to keep this stuff all in one place. Because trying to get a bunch of messages in from 4 different sources is exactly why I have done no writing all week. And it is tough to check 18 channels and flip between them and make sure you cover everything. So if I have missed somebody's messages in the last few days, man, send it again, because I'm not gonna go find it. I'm just trying to take a nap. But we will figure it out.
Uh, Daryl, it says on backer 394. Any idea which version I'll get? The numbered.
The numbered.
That's the only version for that. I mean,
Yeah. So the lettered edition, Daryl, they're only 26 of one for each letter of
yeah,
the alphabet. That was a separate button.
yeah,
Yeah, you click the
yep,
$100 version. That's the numbered version.
yep.
Um,
And so you'll with you being backer number 394, you'll probably be pretty close to that number in terms of your what number you are inside the book, give or take a little bit, because there were some other backers that just did some of the other stuff, and lettered kind of muddles that. So, um, but yeah, dude, Daryl, I'm super glad that you got the book. That's awesome, dude.
yeah. Let's see. Zin, you think you could sell only 1,000 copies when you sold 500 in an hour? Lol. No, I don't think I could sell 5,000 copies. But I could be wrong. Are we going to get a galaxy map revealed during the campaign? Absolutely. That is done. I just have not been able to get it onto the website because I've been writing a late book 6 and dealing with expecting a child. So there's not been a lot of time to sit down and work on stuff on the website, for which I apologize. But I don't have staff, right? Like some writers do. So it's all Jenna and me, and so you know, we'll get it
Just train the new kid when she arrives. Just train her to like
100%.
pack books and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I remember Dave Butler telling me that he was paying his kids to copy edit him, which is pretty cool. Um, let's see. Any chance of unnumbered editions being added to the campaign? Because this Kickstarter went bananas. No, the only thing we can do, as we've said before, is we might be able to get 500 more copies added if we can manage to make a deal with the publisher. The publisher set the number of copies we were allowed to make. 500 was all we were legally allowed to make. I understand they went literally in an hour, but that may be it, just for legal reasons. Um, but if you are here still and you did not get one, we are really sorry. This is the most that we could do, and we want to do that for you. But there are still opportunities. Maybe we'll be able to get 500 more if we can reach an agreement with Daw Books. Maybe we will be able to do a second campaign at some point in the future. The work that we're putting into making this book is not going away. We will have all of these files. We'll be able to order more books theoretically. It's just a question of legality. So if you did not get a copy, either because you were late or because Kickstarter glitched and kicked you out or something like that, man, I am really sorry. If it were up to me, every single one of you would have a copy, because that is, I'm in the business of selling books. We do have a super chat here for Reeve for $10. No comment. Thank you, Reeve. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your $10.
His comments right under it. He did it in two.
Oh, it didn't show up when I clicked on it. I'll scroll down. Oh, it's just separate. Just wanted to say congratulations. All books sold out in an hour is insane. Glad I was able to get one. Reeve, I'm really glad you were able to get one too. I said I don't have staff. Jenna says all he has is me, the most powerful staff member on the planet. It's true. 100%. I scrolled past a lot of comments here. Let's see. Any word on art sponsorships? I have not looked. Let me see. Can I check?
While you're looking there, do we have any influencers say on international shipping, or does Kickstarter do all that?
The U.S. Postal Service does all that.
The U.S. Postal Service has the influence. I literally went into the post office and mapped out costs with them, not based on what it is right now, but what they think it's going to be around December for the posters, for everything. A lot of it is dependent on weight. A lot of it is dependent on the type of mail that we use and we send, and then regions of the world. So unfortunately, international shipping is rough. I mean, I've imported books before from the UK, PS Publishing, and Folio Society and stuff like that. But it's expensive. I get it, but at the same time, it's really, really easy for small companies and Kickstarters especially to lose your shirts on shipping. I've helped with like board games and stuff, and I've seen a lot of companies go under because they underestimated shipping and didn't anticipate where shipping would be in the future. And so that's our main concern here is, one, making sure that you get the book safely, and two, making sure that the shipping that we charge covers the actual physical shipping of the book plus the material it takes to ship it, box, bubble envelope, peanuts, yada yada. So that's your long question, or long answer to your short question.
Yeah. Steve, we did hit 300 slipcases. We had 320.
Well, you're getting a window. Giddy up.
Yeah, we do still have a bunch of the signed canvases though. So if somebody wants to get one of those, cool. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
And there are still some image sponsors left. I saw Dan was asking. There are. If the books are all sold, but you want to reach the add-ons, you can. You have to buy the poster because the poster will let you get at if you buy the ebook, you don't give us your address because it's a digital item. So if you want to grab a poster and then check out the other add-ons, whether that's the Prepare to Dies are all gone, but if you want to get in through the poster, or get it sponsoring an image, you can get in that way. If there are still image sponsorships left, in another little bit here, send me an email. Actually, no, because we, delete that, because we have some people who had asked about image sponsorships in advance. So don't do that because I will talk to them first. So we still have a few. So, it looks like, Graham, if you're still here, actually, all of this agony from the last couple of days with me trying to find a solution may have been in service of nothing anyway. So we may just have you on for book one. So everything might just be fine. I'm worried about nothing as usual. Story of my life. But Dan, it does look like there might be some available. So if you want to get an email into me, I might do a little bit of a waiting list here. Let's see. Stillian, I just got the British edition of Empire of Silence. Thoughts? The text is the same. The British publisher just bought the U.S. pages, like the page design. They're identical on the inside.
There's one at the very, very bottom.
Was there? Let's see. I assume if there are more books, we'll still be able to get the fancy Just Jackets and slipcases. Yeah, when we do book 2, it'll have a slipcase as well. It'll have its own new art and everything. It will be, identical to this one in the sense of like what it has, right?
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, I mean, if you bought a slipcase for this book, on book 2, 3, 7, whatever, um, I mean, at that point, you kind of want matching slipcases. If you're a kind of a collector like I do, you want the matching slipcases, and they will be. Oh, if you meant there's more than 500, yeah. So, say we get allotted for another 500, and we throw them up on the either on Kickstarter or on Chris's website. Um, we will we will adjust the number of potential slipcases equivalently, so that those people can also potentially get slipcases and whatnot. Yeah. So they're, I don't know, like, I don't know how old you are, but like, it's like when you're on the playground as a kid and you always had those two like friends that were like, we're a package deal. You couldn't choose one or the other in a sporting event. You had to choose both, which was always annoying. It's like that. They're a package. You're a package deal. Sorry, I'm dating myself.
um, when will the ebook be available? So this is a good question. The ebook will be together relatively soon. So I don't know. I don't want to commit to a precise date, but we have the text written for it already. We basically just need the image and to get the
Art.
file assembled. At which point, all backers will get it. But it will be after the formal conclusion of the campaign at the very soonest. So in June at the earliest, because people will still be able to order the ebook through the 31st of May. But I want to remind everybody that the ebook does not contain the text of Empire of Silence. We are legally, not allowed to do that. It is just the new material. It is the intro, which is kind of a story in itself. You'll see, and the Guns of Pharaohs and some of the artwork. So it does not have the book in it, but everybody will be getting it. We'll make sure every backer gets that sent to them when it is done. That'll be the first thing you get because so you can get a look at one of the pictures, at least the short story image, which will not be published anywhere else. Any plans to do audiobooks? Only 3 of them on Audible. If I had to guess, that means that you're not in the US. The UK publisher discontinued the audiobooks after book 4. They did book 4, and that was the last one. So I don't know where you are that you're not seeing book 4 yet. It should be there, but the U.S. publisher may be extending their coverage. So we're trying to work out a deal for that to make sure that folks there can buy the U.S. version of the audiobooks, because in the U.S. Not only do all 5 of my Sun Eater novels have audiobooks, but so do 2 of my novellas. So the rights for that are something we're trying to extend.
And that's continue with Bane, right?
Yeah. Bane is going to continue doing audiobooks with Disquiet Gods and with book 7. It'll be the same. They are going to sell to the same audiobook producer who did 1 through 5, so it'll be the same. It'll still be Samuel Ruocchio, which I know people are worried about with the publisher change. But really, this Bane transition is going to be a relatively minor bump from everyone's perspective except mine. So you guys should be just fine. Let's see. Mats. With this revelation that your wife makes AI, have you reported her to the Inquisition or put her to the question? That would be telling, sir. But yeah, no, Jenna is a filthy Murakami spy in my house.
Just snitches
She
get
tried to
stitches.
make me get an Alexa, Steve.
Don't do that.
I had one when I lived in an apartment because she insisted on being able to call me at any point in time.
Don't do
And
that.
then we moved here and I smashed it with a hammer and threw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cursed.
Yep.
Let's see. Where is the best place to contact you with any questions? So Jenna just said she's going to put together a form on silentempire.com. We'll have that up in a day or so. I'll post a link on the campaign. But with regards to campaign questions, probably the best place will be that, or just through Kickstarter. There's a mechanism for asking us questions and things. I have to learn how to use the Kickstarter dashboard. I got to level with you. This is all new for me, but we will be doing that. You know, and we will of course be focusing our attentions on getting everything sort of handled. You know, so you know, making the next pieces of art, getting the book typeset and everything. So
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Um, I think Steve, that we are reaching the end here. I mean, we've sold all of the books. You know, I almost feel like we should have like had some big finale finished. And I'm not being cute. Like we don't actually have big finale finished because we thought we were gonna have like a few weeks of, you know, shilling and promoting to do.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
we broke 82K. So
in an hour and a half.
yeah, yeah. And in spite of Kickstarter giving people fits. So you know, good on you guys. You're all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So I know we've shed about half the audience here, although we're still like well over my normal live streaming total. So I just want to say again, everybody, you know, about me and Jenna, you know, here in the chat, just a really big thank you. All right, I say this all the time, but I could not do this job without my readers. You know, I do actually feel that writers owe their readers something, namely this. You know, more books, more stuff, because I know that it comes from a place of love. I know you guys enjoy the books and the story, the characters, and all of that. And please know that that means everything to me. So thank you, everybody, for your enthusiasm, your support, and all that. And you know, we are you know, not going to let you down. So thank you, just thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all are ridiculous.
Yeah, this was completely amazing, and we will be updating you all as we go. We are not going to show off every piece of art. We're going to show off some of it, but we want some of this stuff to be Christmas morning for you when your box gets there. We want you to flip through and see everything that has been done, and yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, Kickstarters usually go like, you know, some stuff happens. Maybe you fund. You hit some stretch goals later. Give each other a high five. Post an update. But like all of that happened in like an hour.
right. So
So
I'm gonna need you guys to be a little patient with me as I go through and like make a couple updates. Well, obviously the stretch goal graphic on the Kickstarter page is out of date at the moment. I'm not gonna do that tonight because it is 1:30
the
in the morning where I am.
the
But I
the
will. It
the
is also not
Kickstarter
important.
page
You
the
know,
Kickstarter page was out of date 30 seconds in.
yeah, it was. Yeah, so we could possibly keep up. I'm gonna go to bed here in a minute. But yeah, so we will be updating everybody. If you've got questions, send them to us through Kickstarter, through email. We will get that form online as soon as we can, so we can try to centralize everything. And there are those people who had reached out to me in advance. It looks like we might actually have some of those image sponsorships left over. So we'll be talking to you in the next few days and getting all that ironed out if they don't disappear overnight. If not, you know, we've already worked out sort of a solution there. So everybody, just thank you, and we will talk to you again really soon. Steve, you know, I'll talk to you again real soon too. But folks, until next time, stay well.